call at no expense to you from
Omar,
an inmate at Nevada Southern Detention Center. To accept this call, press or say 5. To refuse this call, hang up now. To block this call and all future calls, press or say 9. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
hey Rudy.
Hey, Omar, man, it's good to hear from you. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How's it going, man?
You know, as you calling, I was just thinking about, what I was going to say, and the only thing that came to mind was there's no crying in baseball and war. So we're at war, and I can't cry, so I'm just going to, keep moving forward and doing the best I can. I mean, every time, you call and the other prisoners call that are unjustly incarcerated, it's just so bad, and it's good to hear from you, but man, I really wish the Lord would set all this straight and soon. I really, really hope He does. I pray that He does.
Yeah, it's tough times, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring to your attention. I got a message from my friends at FAM. FAMM.
Yeah. They're the one who promoted that movie. You told me about it. I like that website. Yes.
Right. So they basically sent me a message asking for a call of action, and so what they're planning on doing is like a national call-in day. So this would be set for, I believe it's this Tuesday on the 13th. So basically, all we need right now to get that bill passed in the Senate is for 60 senators to approve it. So they set this website where they can guide people how to do it, but basically we're going to be calling our representatives, asking senators to push for this to get passed, the First Step Act, which of course, helps people that are incarcerated with these long federal sentences. I believe it cuts it down from, a release from 85% of your time or something like that to about 2/3, which is like 66%.
Okay.
Which is a dramatic change. And, all we need is 60 senators right now. So, and then the majority leader, Mitch McConnell, had said that he would push for a vote, after he gets to 60 senators to get on approval,
It's called the First Step Act. So you're saying that we should call our 2 senators from each of our states and ask that they promote or that they vote for the First Step Act? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's under a hashtag #WeNeed60. But I'm gonna give you the website real quick. It's it kind of gives you it shows you, it guides you on how to do this on that day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
The website is tinyurl.com.
Okay.
/WeNeed60.
Okay. Very good. Well, keep talking, and while you're talking, I'm gonna go double check and make sure it works for me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, I think this is much needed. People have been trying to get this passed for long time, and I think we definitely need it. If you think about it, the state jurisdiction or the state courts, you do about, I want to say, 50% of your time, of your sentence, roughly. But with the feds, the way it's been ran for the longest is you do about 85% of your sentence. There's no rehabilitation in that. There's nothing. That's just nothing but oppression, And the families are suffering, people are suffering, and I think this is much needed. Not only for the people that are being oppressed, but for society entirely.
Yeah, I went to that website, tinyurl.com /WeNeed60, and it does indeed bring up a lot of good stuff. So it's working, and I'll check it out, and I hope everybody who's listening will check it out too. And it talks about calling your senator and the First Step Act, so it's all good stuff.
Cool, awesome. I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention, and hopefully we can get that. Like I said, any move in that direction is good for plenty of people, and You know, I mean, it's a good step. You know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems everyone's on board. Even Trump's on board, and like I said, we just need to get that to go through. You know. So hopefully this can help, and some people can join, and you know.
Who does what kind of cases does this impact, Omar? Is it people with federal cases, state cases? I mean,
right, all federal.
All federal. Okay. And it don't matter if a lot of times they have this restriction where there's, you know, if there's a firearm involved, it doesn't impact you. But they're using this firearm law so many times that you know, inappropriately. But this would even apply to like cases with firearms.
It would apply to all federal cases.
Great.
Basically,
okay.
It added like more programming, more, you know, and I guess a little less time. You know, you have. Once you do your programming and stuff, you have your release day which will be much sooner to like maybe house confinement or halfway house. But instead of having to do a very, very long sentence before getting supervised release, you know, it would start sooner.
Gotcha.
If that makes any sense.
Okay.
Which, you know, like I said, this is good. This is good in all aspects, man.
It sounds like it could let thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, prisoners that are in the federal system, like free immediately. Because I know lots of people that have spent like 30 years, 35 years, and if their time was reduced by that much, they would immediately, you know, be eligible to be set free.
Right. Right.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I just talked to a guy yesterday who told me he got like, I think he said a 20-year sentence just because he had a little bit of drugs in the car with the gun, and just because he had a prior, you know, I guess a possession charge for drugs or something. But either way, 20 years. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous, man. I don't, you know.
Right.
So I think he's been down a year, and as of right now, after doing the programming the way it's set right now, he would have like another roughly 14, 15 years to do, you know, from now. And you know, and we talked about it, and you know, this act passing through would make it where he would have to do about 10 more, you know,
yeah,
around there. So it cuts a good portion of everyone's, you know, time for release, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's great, you know, for, you know, me, Todd, and everyone else that's out here being oppressed. Any word from Todd? How's he doing? Have you heard anything?
I have not. Let me ask my wife. Let me ask my wife upstairs. Have you heard anything about Todd Engel? Any updates? Yeah, my wife said nothing new. You know, the latest I heard, he got 14 freaking years, and they got some lawyers trying to do something for his appeal. But it's just insanity. But I haven't heard anything recently.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, like I said, hopefully I strongly believe the Ninth Circuit should do something right. But, you know, at the same time, you know, knowing how the system is so corrupt, you know, there's no really counting on anything but, you know, except, you know, faith in God.
Yeah, amen. Amen, amen.
I mean, at the same time, I mean, this legislation getting passed could help, you know, him and a lot of other people. And I think it needs to be pushed for, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you told me about it because I didn't even know this was going on. So I'm definitely, you know, willing to make some phone calls on Tuesday, and I'll check out the website and see what they're advocating. And if it diminishes these long prison sentences, that would be wonderful. That movie that you had us watch on HBO called The Sentence, I thought it was a good movie. Now, other people, you know, they've got their own opinions and stuff, but she was a girlfriend of a drug dealer. I mean, she did not participate in, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but she wasn't participating in the actual drug dealing. She wasn't participating in any of the drug-related activities. She was just a girlfriend. And, you know, she gets a huge amount of time. I mean, it was incredible, and it ruined her whole life. She had gone on to become a mother of like 2 or 3 little girls, and she was living a productive life, and they came and arrested her, and I think she still spent like 10 to 15 years in prison before they let her out. But it's just terrible, man. They're putting way too many people in prison for way too long a period of time, and they're making money off that, and that's wrong. So.
Right, you know, I mean, I hear stories like that all the time. It's really unbelievable that people who have no idea what's going on or had no involvement in any crime get 10, 15 years like it's nothing.
Yeah.
There was a guy in here recently. He just served about 2 years in here wrongfully. They finally dismissed his case. I believe he was in the Intercept online. I had an article about it. But anyways, his brother was charged for, I don't know, all types of conspiracies and this and that, right? Well, it's his brother. So just because they have him on camera showing up to his house one time and, I don't know, delivering something to him, they're like, oh, you're part of this conspiracy. And he's like, this is insane. So, you know what I mean? Thank God he finally got his case dismissed. But he sat here 2 years.
Wow.
You know? And I mean, you're not going to get those 2 years back ever, you know? So hopefully he's working on some lawsuits and he's doing all right. But, yeah, you know, I mean, this happens all the time. And it's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
Totally crazy. So as far as me, they canceled my court date on Friday, and so as of now, they haven't rescheduled. To try to fire my attorney, and like I said, my sentencing is coming very soon, within a week, and I don't even have an attorney I've talked to.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, we didn't file any memorandums, any reports, anything, any proper legal arguments. She didn't even speak with me about it. And, well, she actually lied to me. I have a letter from her saying, you know, we're going to argue these things in a report prior to sentencing and this and this and that. And then she doesn't do none of that. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know. And now the court is just refused to give me a hearing about trying to get rid of this attorney. You know, it seems like they're trying to push her on me for my sentencing, so they can intentionally screw me over. You know.
Yeah.
But hopefully not. Hopefully they're just going to reschedule it, and I can get this delayed. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, it's just crazy. And
oh, I wanted to let you know I found, you know, I did edit the video that you wanted me to, and I made the title with the current date, and I just showed the body cam footage of the police officer, so I did manage to get that done.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
cool. So what did you label? What was it labeled on YouTube?
It was labeled the exact same title as the previous video, except it had the new date. So I'll bring it up while you talk, so I can give you the exact title. But yeah, it was a lot shorter. It was a lot shorter, and it just showed the body cam like you wanted.
Yeah, it makes it like 2-3 minutes, right, or something.
I think it was a little bit. It was a little bit longer, Omar. Let me try to find it. Here it is. Here it is. Here, I found it. It made it about a little over 4 minutes, and it says LVMPD, Las Vegas Metro Police Department, planting evidence on camera. Omar Qazi created 11/7/2018, and it's a little over 4 minutes. And I even point back to where the original video is, like you said, in case they want to watch the whole thing, so they can find, you know, the full version.
Well, you said Omar Qazi, though, right? no U after the Q, right?
Oh yeah. It's Qazi. I got this southern redneck boy thing, but yeah, I spelled it right. Qazi. Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Yeah, it's still pronounced kamikaze, but everyone screws it up now and then, so it's all right.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm just waiting to see what happens, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can get some things passed and some good things going. But that's pretty much it, man. Right now, nothing's changing. You know?
So you don't have a future trial date anymore, right? You don't have a date right now.
No, I'm just waiting for sentencing, and like I said, they're throwing all these bogus enhancements to try to give me 120 months.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, it's really because I fought and because I'm you know, trying to promote justice and fight this evil system, and you know, speaking with you people, you guys,
right,
and,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah.
Tell the public what's going on, and that's really why. You know.
Yeah. They just want you to take their beating and not complain about it. But if you're the type of person who's going to stand up and complain and say this isn't right, then they're going to give you like triple the sentence or something. You know? So.
Right. I mean, it's unreal. It really is. The way that they can just throw enhancements and this and that don't even apply. You know, and then the way it's so evil is that the district court can do literally anything. There's no repercussions. There's no one to say you're wrong, other than taking it on appeal. But when the Ninth Circuit doesn't like you, just like they don't like the Bundys, then who are you going to go to?
Yeah.
Because then they're just going to, we affirm or rubber stamp it and just ignore you. And then when you tell the world about it, they're like, he was in jail, so what he's saying doesn't matter. There's no justice. It's not justice for all. It's only justice for some.
Right.
Which is just ludicrous, man.
Yeah, there's so many people that I've seen. It's like they don't have any empathy for their fellow man at all. And when they hear that someone's been in jail or they've been incarcerated, their immediate reaction is, "Well, they must be guilty." It's like no. Hold on, just a second. There are innocent people in prison. It happens all the time, and our system is so corrupt that it's a lot more common than people can't even begin to imagine. And that's the problem that we're fighting, is when we tell people that there's innocent people in prison, because they have no empathy and they don't understand true justice and how the system works. They just jump to the conclusion that, well, you guys must deserve to spend the rest of your life in prison away from your family. I mean, they just don't have any clue at all.
Yeah, it's just really hard on my family too.
Yeah, I know, man.
My mom's still going through chemo. My son's about 9, and I've been gone for a very long time. I got to talk to him yesterday, and I told him, "Hey, it's my birthday," and he goes, "It's your birthday?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Wow.
He's like, "Happy birthday," but it's just sad hearing it from my son, who I can't spend time with, and
yeah. I understand, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, at least I got to talk to, have a talk with him. Sometimes I don't get to talk to him much. His mom's she works a late night, at the casinos, so I could barely get a hold of him. But my mom was with him, so I got to talk to him. But it's just messed up. I can't even talk to my son, which is, crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I said, these people don't care about us. We're like I said, it's been about a month. We're in here with no air. I mean, that alone is just so wrong. Doesn't matter what you've done or what you're here for. You don't deserve to be thrown in a hot box. That's pure torture. You might as well throw us in a gas chamber. You know what I mean?
Right. I hear so many stories.
Being tortured.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. Be careful of people who put locks in socks or batteries in socks. I've got multiple instances where they've, put a lifer that's very violent in the same place as a non-violent person, and then the guy somehow gets a lock in a sock and he ends up beating the other guy in the head. It just seems to be like way too common, and it's almost like they're encouraging this sort of behavior because the guards are so satanic and the wardens are just evil as hell.
Right. No, they still got that here. I mean, they still sell locks, and people got shanks, and it happens all the time,
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way I look at it, I just pray and, for God's protection, and He's the only protector. And basically, if something happens, then it was just meant to happen. I have no fear,
Yeah, amen. Yeah, we can't have fear. We don't walk around in fear. I agree with that. Amen. But it does say to educate ourselves about the wiles of the devil. I think there's it says our people suffer for lack of knowledge. And so I agree with you. I agree with your whole, that's a great attitude you got, man, because I know you're in a hellhole place.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's just real stressful, man. Not knowing what to know, not having no counsel, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
When the judges don't care, prosecutors don't care, when they're supposed to be upholding this so-called justice. What justice?
Yeah, no, it's all about money. They just want money, and they want power, and
1 minute remaining.
These people and the prosecutors and judges, I mean, I can't stand attorneys. I have no good feelings about any attorney. I just think they're there to sell out their fellow man and to make a profit off of the destruction and incarceration of our brothers and sisters,
Yeah, two-facedness, man.
Yeah.
That's purely what it is. You know, that on the cover they act like they're good and they're for you, but they're really not. It's just so wrong, you know.
Well, thanks for the. I know we're going to run out of time, but thank you for that information about Tuesday, and I'll try to get that information out. And I appreciate you sharing that, Omar.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, I'll call in to see what's going on, and you know, from time to time.
Yeah, let us know if you get a date. Let us know if you get a date, because people might, you know, in the area might want to show up, or even maybe some people travel. I mean, if you get a sentencing date or whatever.
Yeah. All right, we'll do.
Okay.
Take care. God bless.
God bless you, Omar. Bye-bye.